1, 2, 3. Idemo napred.
Artlist.io.
Zdravo, moje ime je Slobodan i dobrodošli u moj novi podcast.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Zdravo, moje ime je Slobodan i dobrodošli na moj novi emisije Posao, jezike i istorija. A danas je petak, 25. mart 2022. godine, a ovo je moj prijatelj Petar Rusević. Kako si?
I'm doing very well, my friend. Veoma dobro sam, prijatelju. Evo, drago mi je što se opet srećemo i što ćemo govoriti o čemu god ti hoćeš. Možemo da govorimo o godišnjici nesretnoj, možemo da govorimo i o srpskom filmu i ja ću, drage volje, ti izaći u susret i obogatit ćemo naš kanal sa ove teme. A i mi ćemo se obogatiti.
Dobro. Hajde da pričamo NATO bombardovanje, jer danas je godišnjica bombovanja. Let's talk about the anniversary, because today's the anniversary of the bombing of the former Yugoslavia, and the Serbia in particular, because it happened in March 1999.
Godišnjica bombardovanja, misliš?
Da.
Ili bombardamento. Of course, može, naravno. Pa dobro, da, to je u tim vojno-ezoterijskim krugovima, pošto sve ide iz ezoterijsko-okultnih izvora, i tehnologija, i vojska, i obaveštajni sektor, i sve ostalo, pa i da kažem, te vojno-ratne akcije, kao policijske vojne operacije, ide iz centara moći. Oni veoma mnogo brinu o datumu. Tako da taj datum, taj datum koji su izabrali za početak vazdušne operacije je veoma značajan, zato što u stvari oni su, kako da kažem, izabrali jedan ezoterijski datum koji je njima odgovarao, a ratovi se uvek počinju na proleće, u martu, jer tu je i bog rata, Mars.
Yeah, that took place in March.
Pa da, tu je blizu i Ovan, to je mislim, vatreni znak, i tu je kako da kažem, tu je da, to je to, mislim, početak je obično u martu. Za sve ratove uglavnom. Ovi su napali isto Rusiju, Hitler, u martu, je tako bilo. I tako da to se počinje na te datume i završava se kad se završava. Tako da su oni zbog nekih similarnosti, ne moramo sad reći koje su to, izabrali taj datum jer se on poklapa sa još nekim datumima koji su njima značajni. Tako da je to. Zato je počelo. Bile su martovske ide nekada u Rimskom carstvu, in the Roman Empire.
Yeah, the IDs of March, yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
Roman
you do
citizens had to
the
pay taxes. Yeah.
you do the historical researchings, and you're aware fully of it. You know, you're very much certain about that.
Of course, because I
So,
research history and I like
da, pa
studying it.
Cezar je ubijen, Gaius Julius Cezar je ubijen na Martovske ide.
Da.
You know, tako da to je bio izboden tamo od Brutusa i ostalih. Tako da je to je, mislim, poklapa se sa Martom, da kažem. Pa dobro, eto, i Đinđić je ubijen u martu, kad pogledaš, je tako? 12. marta.
Yeah, that took place.
Ubistvo Đinđić.
Yeah, that took place from Mart 4 Mart, and that ended on the June 10th, 10 June of 1999.
Da, a ubistvo Zorana Đinđića je bilo 12. marta, tako?
7-8 dana. That's how many.
Da, trajalo je 78
bombing
dana.
lasted for 78 days.
Da, 19, da kažem, hrišćanskih zemalja napada jednu malu zemlju. Pa dobro, pa rekli smo da je to u širem kontekstu potreba za teritorijom. Aj sad uzroci šta su bili, dobro, ti to znaš, ti si svestan toga. Uzroci su višestruki. Pre svega, tamo je bilo naslaga uglja, charcoal or normal coal for 13 centuries. The energetic supplies of charcoal for 13 centuries that are found in Kosovo. So under the ground.
And you said that the bombing of Yugoslavia almost started like World War III. The conflict in Kosovo almost started.
Of course, I just said it the last time when we talked, and I'm very willing to unveil who has prevented the outburst and emerging of the so-called World War III.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you something, because it's about the territory.
Yeah.
The conquering of the particular part of it, and the inclusion of it into the Pan-American Empire, which is the descendant of the Roman Empire that we just mentioned, of course. And conquering the territory, the coal, energetic supplies for 13 centuries.
Yeah.
And there are two portals on the very territory of Kosovo. And that's the very esoteric topic, and the quantum physics, and the esoteric meaning the new physics deals with it, and they're trying to unveil that secrets to themselves and to explain it within the laws of physics and the dimensions. So the two portals which penetrate, which can lead towards another dimension, are to be found there in Kosovo, province. So, okay, those are the three reasons. And the fourth reason is, trading drugs. Because some of the most, sorry?
So that's one of the reasons why the third World War was prevented in Kosovo?
Well, maybe, but I ain't sure about that. But what I'm fully aware of is that some, let's say, two of the largest producing labs, for the heroin production, are to be found in Kosovo, and there is a path. The drug road, not a Silk Road, but the drug road, which leads from Afghanistan, by Iraq and Caucasus.
And Serbs are they're hitting on Bill Clinton, because that happened during the Bill Clinton's presidency. Like, a lot of Serbs don't like Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah, he's a notorious president amongst the majority of Serbs, I guess, because some took pictures with him. That's why I'm saying the majority of them, because some Serbian female tennis players, I guess, I assume they took pictures with him. All right, I don't have a problem with anybody, neither with him. He's a good saxophone player, nevertheless, and he made his PhD, as the doctoral thesis.
I think he went to the University of Arkansas. I think.
Arkansas, yeah, and his main subject was Kant, Immanuel Kant.
Right.
So he's a very good connoisseur of philosophy, continental philosophy, but nevertheless, that does not, approve the war crimes, and so on. But actually, he wasn't. It wasn't he. The exact person who was bringing the decisions. It was about those ones who are hidden behind the curtain, and who you are not supposed to see,
right?
Or anybody else. And let's say that I know some, the names of some of those individuals, but it doesn't even matter, because.
And the Bill Clinton, he also met up with Slobodan Milosevic. Bill Clinton met up with Slobodan Milosevic, I think, to bring an end to the Bosnian War. There was like a peace treaty. I think it was a peace treaty. It was signed in like Washington or somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was. And they signed the agreement that brought an end to the Bosnian War. Like Bill Clinton met up with Milosevic to sign the peace treaty.
Oh yeah, you mean that Slobodan went to the DC or something?
Ohio, I think it was Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, he went to Ohio and he signed an agreement with Bill Clinton, and I think it was like the other leaders of the former Yugoslavia. I think that was
Good Lord.
Bosnia and Croatia, Franco Tuchman, and I forget the other Bosnian leader.
I was in Ohio in 1999, but just tell me, are you talking about the year 1999 or possibly 95?
95,
the previous year?
Because that was when.
Oh yeah,
Bosnia
I know that.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Wright-Patterson Dayton, Ohio military base camp.
Yeah, that's right.
And it took out for three of the main. Let's say the leaders, although they were not fully on that function, Milosevic, Alija Izetbegovic, and
that was president, to je bio predsjednik Bosna.
Ne govori. Yeah. I Ferenc Tuđman.
Frank Tuđman.
Franjo Tuđman, yeah.
On je bio predsjednik Hrvatska, hrvatski predsjednik.
Of course, but his real name is Tuđman.
Tuđman.
That's a Khazar, that's a Khazar of the Hungarian Khazar origins. So and Milan Kučan, the former Slovenian president, was born in Kraljevo. Ili Kraljevo ili Kruševac, Kraljevo, ja mislim. On je rođen u Srbiji. Yeah, so it took place for, and for the three leaders together all over there. Ja sam slušao, Rubene, zapise, the audio recordings from the Secret Services. I vidiš šta sam čuo, pita Mira Marković, žena Slobodana Miloševića, zove i pita, ej, Slavo, šta radiš? On kaže, evo Mico, baš sad završavam palačinke sa jagodama u šatovu.
So it was him, it was Milosevic, Tuđman, and is the other Bosnian president.
Alija Izetbegovic,
Izetbegovic, and it was Bill Clinton was there.
Yeah, but it's very interesting to notice that, and that previously that was the same base camp where Tesla was testing his so-called the death rays. It was the exact base of Wright-Patterson military, base camp.
Yeah.
Where Tesla was testing his weapon.
Now
there
you said,
in Canada.
Now you said you went to Ohio in 1999, so that was the same time when the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia was taking place.
Now I went first in 1996, and later on I came in 1998 before the bombing occurred. But I wasn't there. I wasn't in Ohio nor in the U.S. when those are three former presidents who passed away were signing the peace contract. I wasn't in the U.S. in that time. I don't remember that time very vividly and clearly.
Because you were like a teenager, kid.
Yeah, because I was a teenager. I was very young at that time, and I wasn't very much interested in that. But now we're about to co-authorize and to translate in English. A book about Alija Izetbegovic, and it's about to be published in Amazon because a friend of mine who's a former diplomat and very educated one, he is about to do the authorship of that book, namely to write it. Yeah, so that will be an interesting topic, because there are the pan-Islamic connections. It's a complicated war.
Yeah.
If you
killing each other.
Yeah, it's a complicated war, and those things, such like warfares like that, can occur and be maintained in the areas where there, as well as you previously mentioned, where there are the multicultural and multi-religious activities. If you have Jews, Jews per se, they don't exist. There are Sephardic and there are Ashkenazi who hate themselves, between each other. There are Muslims,
So, like,
and there are Christians.
You were in Serbia when the bombing was going on?
Sorry?
Were you in Serbia when the bombing was going on, or you were somewhere else when the bombing was going on?
No, in 1999, I wasn't in Serbia. I was in the U.S. and I was in Italy partly. So I wasn't. It was a brief period of time, right? That means 78 days. It doesn't make a lot.
78 days,
Maybe it meant a lot to the. It was a long time for the people who were, let's say, suffering it.
Yeah, for 78 days, I think it was over 2,000 Serbs died in the bombing, or even more.
Of the diseased, of the diseased, yeah, certainly, yeah. But there is the situation when there is a funny situation when the allegedly invisible aircraft that was compounded and made as a mixture between an alien technology, an extraterrestrial technology, and Tesla gadgets involved into it's been actually shut down. It was it was crashed down, and it fell on Earth in a village on the north of the country, in Vojvodina.
Vojvodina, the northern province of Serbia.
Yeah, definitely. And I've 2 years ago, during the alleged COVID, I watched on the TV. I watched a peaceful and almost brotherly encounter. Check this out, between the pilot, the former pilot who was directing the engine, the invisible aircraft, and the terrestrial rocket defense member from the military corps who, you know, who brought it to the earth. You know, so the guy who shot him, you know,
In the air.
up high in the air, you know, he was willingly and peacefully embracing him, and he offered him a lunch 20 years after. So they had a kind of a Kentucky bourbon Jim Beam, you know, together, and they ended up like brothers almost, which is good.
Yeah, a lot of American pilots who were shot down over Yugoslavia, they were either captured by Serbs during the bombing.
Yeah, even one of them was a black guy.
Oh,
it was a you know, it's strictly forbidden to say you and I are both Americans. We know that it's strictly forbidden to use the word black.
Yeah.
even the black holes are not black anymore. They're African Americanized holes.
Yeah.
And even the black coffee is not black anymore. It's an African Americanized coffee, right? Okay, so I have some, you know, black people as very good friends of mine. My niggas. Okay, I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga too. I'm a nigga in my heart. You know, so, and they love me. They love me, really. I'm a nigga in my heart. Better do your own part, you know. So, let's say that one of the pilots who were bombing, you know, in that, you know, unhappy warfare was a nigga, all right. So he was when after the engine was shut down. Yeah, I'm having friends from all around the globe, you know, and even the other planetary systems, but that's for another subject. And he actually fell down into the graveyard, the cemetery area. So he, you know, those were the stories that I've heard straight from the mouth of the members of the terrestrial defense who, you know, shot him down. So he was like 2 meters, you know, like 6.7 feet like me, but it was way much stronger, you know, very well, you know, body shaped and strong. And he removed a block of the you know, the grave of a particular, you know, dead person. So he kind of tried to enter into the grave, you know, but you know, there was a parachute. So he entered into the grave, and he, you know, pulled off the, you know, the tombstone on his previous place in order to hide himself from the soldiers who were looking for him. And you know, they were using dogs, you know, and so on. You know, trained military. But just let me finish the story because it's interesting. So there was a parachute, you know, part, you know, and it was very white in the black night. Yeah. So that's the reason why it has been discovered and unveiled. And when they uncovered that tombstone, when he was exposed to the soldiers, I guess he kind of, you know, turned into a white guy from fear, because he was shaking of fear, of course. And one of the soldiers, you know, hit him with the cartridge from the rifle, you know, and he, you know, entered the cartridge in his mouth. Oh, man. You know, because they were pissed off. Yeah. You know, it could be way much worse than it was. But later on, he has been in the jail, and he was treated like a genuine military, you know, incarcerated, you know, soldier, you know, and he was later on sent to home. You know, no maltreating, no molesting, no torturing, no vengeance, nothing. But he was beaten. I guess he was beaten very much.
Yes.
So
nakon bombardovanja, the Arkan je bio ubijen. A year after the bombing, Arkan was killed and Slobodan Milosevic was removed from power.
Yeah, of course. He has been murdered 1 year after. I think it was January
2000.
January 16 or something, maybe.
That's 2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, I do remember that part.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I told you. I think I told you, and I think we've recorded, 7 to 10 days ago.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was June. Yeah, it was June. I think it was sometime in June 2000. That was when he was killed. So yeah, there's still like some rumors. They were saying like a Russian hitman killed him, or it was some other person, or Milosevic killed him because he was afraid that he may gain too much power.
Oh yeah, well that was a mutual, agreement to shut him down, and it was a revenge, and it was prevention of him gaining too much power. That's correct.
That's right. Yeah, he was very rich. He had a lot of money too. Imao mnogi novac.
Da, imao je mnogo novca i malo ljudi se usuđivalo uopšte da mu se suprotstavi. Recimo Šešelj, pitao si me za Šešelja, on je bio jedan od retkih koji su se usudili da mu se suprotstavi. Tamo u Ruskom caru, u kafani mu je rekao Arkan, pripazi se, ja sam ubio mnogo ljudi u životu, ti još nisi ni jednoga, pripazi, watch out. A Šešelj mu kaže, tačno je da još nisam ubio nikoga, ali ti ćeš biti prvi, tebe ću prvog ubiti. Tako da je taj Arkan je bio, kako da kažem, zverka u tom vremenu. He was kind of a beast, but he wasn't very malicious to everybody.
Yeah, he was very bad, man. He killed a lot of Croatians.
Yeah, he was a douchebag, a badass for real, but he wasn't malicious exclusively to everybody.
People were probably feared by him. They were scared.
Yeah, but he was growing respect for the elders, for the elderly. Yeah. Yeah, you sent me the
video,
the footage
of Arkan in someone's house or something.
Of course, I watched that, and that's a proof that he was, growing respect for the older people.
Yeah,
so he wasn't a villain,
like killing people or anything like that.
Yeah, he wasn't a villain for any, reason, but there was a reason to be a villain during warfare. They went there. They went to Bosnia in order to get rich.
That was in 1992, because that was when they started.
Exclusively. Oni su prešli. Bila je kampanjola, vozilo kampanjola, prešli iz velikog zvornika u mali zvornik. I sa 29 ljudi je ušao on u taj zvornik, prešao je reku Drinu. I tako je on došao tamo sa tigrovima. Prva ta baterija je bila 19 jedinica.
Je bio tigrovi.
Yeah, of course. To je bio jedan od tigrova koji je bio u Beogradskom zoo, u Beogradskom zoološkom vrtu. Jedan od tih tigrova je, mislim na životinju, to je bila maskota. Mali, a tiny tiger, a little baby tiger. Yeah,
there's a picture of him holding a tiger.
That was a poster boy for the paramilitary organization entitled the Tigers. Bilo je još takvih paravojnih organizacija. Bile su Kninđe, recimo. Znaš, u Krajini, to su krajišnici.
But like some people, like Western media, viewed him as a killer and stuff. But what is the Serbian point of view of Arkan and the rest of them? Were they heroes or were they villains or?
Well, certainly it was both of it.
Like a killer,
A hero,
evil, and hero. Yeah.
yeah, a hero and a villain as well.
Yeah,
Both of them,
assassin.
definitely, because you cannot avoid to commit any war crimes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and those were the terrible war crimes on all of the three parts that were committed.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. And
yeah, Ratko Mladic, Radovan Karadzic, Slobodan Milosevic, and Vojislav Šešelj, they were all war criminals.
Well, I ain't sure about.
They were politicians in power at the time.
Yeah, I ain't sure about Šešelj because he was
prime minister of Serbia.
Yeah, he was dealing bravely during the fake trial, standing before the potential verdict.
Right.
And he was dealing very bravely, and he destroyed that the fake court.
Yeah.
So I ain't sure about him. He's not a war criminal, but
on the other hand, like Ratko Mladic was a war criminal because he was responsible for Srebrenica and the other massacres.
Maybe few of them, but those, some of those people were really, sometimes helping the other ones, the imprisoned persons, to be freed, not to be tortured during the captivity and so on. So that's most of those are the alleged accusations. That's a lot of overdoing and a lot of exaggerating.
We had NATO had a lot of ground forces. It was a zone. An area zone in Srebrenica. It was guarded by United States, I think. It was the United States or NATO. And then the Serb forces overran that area. And then that's how the massacre or genocide in Srebrenica took place.
Yeah, as I told you, as I previously said, it's been committed by the Dutch.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Military corps members, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like that, yeah.
From your point of view, it was like Ratko Mladic was not responsible for the massacre or genocide there?
Well, in Srebrenica, certainly not. Certainly not, yeah. Yeah. Regarding the other potential war crime situation to emerge, I cannot tell you because it wasn't there. And there was a lot of made up things,
Like lies.
Yeah.
Lies.
Yeah, of course, definitely lie. But the some of the things that I'm about to mention to you right now are obviously meant in our book of culture, and that is very important to re-mention right now because I just said to Luke and to you before, you certainly remember that there are three. They're the remnants, the relics, the debris, the genetical brew of the three main civilizations and their branches. Those are Lemurians, Hyperboreans, and the civilization of Atlantis. And they maintain the mutual warfare for the entire millennia. And that war that has been imposed on Yugoslavia was the continuation and the subconscious level and the esoteric meaning. It was the continuation of those previous wars because the Atlanteans were attacking Hyperboreans and so on.
Yeah. So who was the president after Milosevic was overthrown from power in 2000?
I just want to say that we've just previously mentioned. Just let's not forget that the Serbian territory was awesomely huge. It was immense. It was big. It was spreading even across certain parts of the African continent. Way down to towards Ethiopia. So that was a kind of a revenge. Maybe some would say a karmic answer, a karmic kind of a response, because karma in its essence represents an equation, a mathematical equation. And when it's equalized, when an equilibrium has been established between two poles of the equation, when they equalize and become zero, the karma effect ceases to exist. So probably some would say that that tremendous and terrible period of suffering for the Serbian people was or could be comprehended as karma effect due to the previous conquerings and widespreading, because the Serbian Empire was really an immense and awesome one. You know, it was very huge. So you asked me who was the president
after Milosevic? Ko je bio predsjednik posle Milosevic?
Well, I think it was Koštunica. Well, Vojislav Koštunica je bio.
No, there was another one, Milan Milatinovic.
Da, ti to znaš bolje, da. Bio je Milan Milutinovic.
Yeah, he was president of Serbia, I think, after he was removed. Or before he was removed.
Yeah, he was gay. He was gay, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. No problem.
On je Petar.
Yeah, it was a faggot in the US. Yeah, no problem. I don't have nothing against anybody, really. I have friends who are gay. No problem. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Nakon Milatinovic bio je Boris Tadić.
Vojislav Koštunica?
No, Boris Tadić. He was the president at one time.
Da, engleski agent od uticaja.
Da,
tako se to zove.
And then it was Tomislav Nikolajevic.
Nikolić.
That's right. And then now sada predsjednik Srbije je Aleksander Vucic.
Pa da, s tim što i on ide u penziju uskoro.
On je visok.
On je visok skoro kao ja. On je 1 centimetar niži od mene. On je skoro 2 metra. 199.
Svi Srba je visok. All Serbs are tall.
Pa dobro, da. Ja sam i Poljak jednim delom. Jesam Poljakem i Poljaci su visoki isto, to znaš.
What is your point of view on Aleksander Vucic, the president of Serbia? Is he corrupt in some way, or is he like a good president, or what are your views on him?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was frequently asking, some of the Iraqi population members who escaped from Iraq and who settled down as refugees in the US or Serbia or Italy, and some of them even became good friends of mine. When I asked them regarding Saddam Hussein, the answers, the response that they were often giving me were, ambiguous. Some were telling me that he was a beast, a raper, a butcher, a war criminal, the organizer of the torturing camps, the violator of the human rights, etc. But some would say that he was making the building constructions for the apartments, creating the schools for children, opening up the industrial complexes, improving and enhancing the society and the state. So everyone would say differently, or the same was with the with the previously mentioned Gaddafi.
Gaddafi, yeah, I remember him.
Some were telling me that he was a beast, that he was a
no, he killed more people than Bin Laden did, because Bin Laden killed 1,000 people on 9/11.
A severely malicious personality, a notorious criminal. But some others would instead tell me often that he was a very kind-hearted one, that he was improving and enhancing the country, the society. So the answers were, all over again ambiguous, and
But no, my question was, what is like your opinion on the president of Serbia, Aleksander Vucic?
Well, he can be both of them for some of the people.
Good and bad?
Sorry?
He's good and bad, Vucic?
Well, some people could say that he was bad.
Oh, wow.
And some people could say that he was good because he was, partially investing and taking participation in opening up the roads and so on. And some would, make the compliances. And it's very noticeable that after any president's parting, after has gone, after there ain't no the reign
for your presidency, like in the United States,
people will remain speaking the same. Some would say that he was a bastard like any other, and some would be praising him.
So
personally, I didn't meet him in person, and he's not on the list of the people I admire vividly, and I would like to be a business partner of, but because I have the other people to deal business with.
Ti znaš koji je bio Boris Jelcin? On je bio predsjednik Rusija.
Isto je bio Hazar i bio je poljski Jevrej jednim delom.
He liked to drink alcohol like vodka, Jelcin.
Da. Njega su zvali pijani ruski medved, iako uopšte nije bio ruski, on je bio poljski Jevrej, i bio je Hazar.
And as a matter of fact, he was also opposed the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia in 1999. He was against it because Serbia and Russia are allies because they're same Orthodox. They have same common interests and stuff.
If there was, he was kind of blessing the military action.
Intervention.
He was kind of supporting that, and if that was Putin's reign over that period, there wouldn't be no bombing.
But for Putin was elected in 2000. But Yeltsin was first president of Russia after the Soviet Union came down. Yeltsin,
After, and the last one was Mikhail Gorbachev.
No, but he was the last president or last leader of the Soviet Union. He wasn't president of Russia.
Mikhail Gorbachev was the last one.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the official date of the final separation, the final breakdown of the USSR, meaning the Soviet Union, it's been taken for that. It's been December 31st, 1991.
No, December 26, 1991. That was when it came down.
Oh, you know it better. Yeah, but it's been taken the last day of the year because it makes the things more easier. Of course, it's not that date exactly. You're right. But it's been officially taken. The way of the final act of the mental and the physical separation.
Yeah, and then a year later, in 1992, communism fell in Yugoslavia, and then Yugoslavia became a federation, and it came down in sometime in the 2000s. I think it was 2008.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I vividly remember the
when Yugoslavia came.
Tearing down the and tearing apart the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
I was young, pretty much young, and I remember those I have the remembrances regarding that event, and I have 2 pieces from the Berlin Wall.
Oh wow.
Inside my house. Yeah, my former godfather, the marital godfather who died after he kind of gave me that as form of a present.
Hajde da pričamo o srpski filmovi. Let's talk about Serbian films now, because we talked a little bit about the bombing of Yugoslavia. So, koji je tvoj omiljeni srpski film?
Da, prvo da ti kažem da srpski film u suštini ne postoji. Zašto? Zato što bio je jugoslovenski film, a jugoslovenska kinematografija je bila 5. po značaju na planetu. Uz hollywoodsku produkciju, francusku kinematografiju i Sovjetski savez i italijansku isto. A srpski film ne postoji iz prostog razloga što je to sada ili koprodukcija sa ostalim državama i finansijsko ulaganje koje dolazi sa strane, ili je da kažem neki pokušaj. Tako da the Serbian film doesn't exist. I mnogi ljudi bi se složili s tim koji su iz filmske industrije ili su bili u njoj.
Tamo ko je pivan. There's a movie called They're Singing There, I think. That's what the movie's name is.
Ko to tamo peva?
Ko to
tamo peva, to misliš.
Tačno. Moj omiljeni srpski film je Balkanski špijun i Kralj Petar. Balkanski špijun, that's a movie about, or Balkan Spy na engleskom. It's like a story about like some guy arrives from Paris because he was there for 20 years and he plans to open up a shop, like a hair salon that was. And there was a guy named Danilo Bata Stokojevic, the guy in the movie, but his name in the movie is Ilya. And then he opens his own spying organization on him because he considers the other guy a spy.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I do remember the one. I know that it was about your favorite Yugoslav movie.
Yeah.
And there is also the Marathon family. To je isto Slobodan Šijan.
Znam.
Ja ga znam lično, da ga znam lično. On je sad napravio film o Bošku Tokinu, to ćeš kasnije proučavati. To su, znaš šta je, to znaš, jel?
Da, znam.
Odlično, da. On je bio isto filmski kritičar. To je bila plejada briljantnih, da kažem, umova. To ćemo kasnije pričati o tome. Ljubomir Micić i tako dalje. A ja Šijana znam lično, on je 52. rođen. On je išao kod Živojina Pavlovića na klasu isto koji moj kum. Isto reditelj, oni su isto godište, 52.
So how many movies has Danilo Bata Stokojevic played in? Like how many films he played in? Because you said he's a Serbian legend, Srpski legenda. You said he was a Serbian legend.
On je dobio Dobričin prsten, to je nagrada Dobričin prsten za filmska ostvarenja. Pa ne znam tačno koliko je filmova imao, mogu da ti kažem da je Varljivo leto 68.
So 20
To je,
films
to je,
he's been in.
to je briljantan film. Sorry?
So you were saying he was in 20 films. That's what you were saying.
I think it was way more than
Oh,
that.
more
I
than
think
that,
it was
yeah.
over 50 or 70 maybe.
50.
And it was also a very good theatrical actor.
And
You know, in the
Mira
theater.
Banjaca, she was also in Balkan Spy, and she was also in another movie too. I don't remember.
Ja, upoznao sam Miru Banjac. Ona sad ima 92 godine, valjda. Ona se borila protiv Nemaca, tukla se protiv Nemaca u ratu. Pa ima to iskustvo direktno. Ona je igrala u onom filmu Sveto mesto Đorđa Kadijevića.
Da.
Nisi gledao taj film još?
Ne.
To je iz 90. Ima Dragan Jovanović. Da, ima ova Branka Page. Bravo. Ima Aleksandar Berček.
Ne
Znaš Berčeka? Ne znaš Berčeka?
Ne znam.
On je rođen 4. septembra, za malo kao ja, ali 50. godine. Jedan od dva najbolja srpska glumca, Aleksandar Berček. I Mira Banjac igrala vešticu u tom filmu.
On je bila opadar, she was a resistance fighter nakon Drugom svjetskom ratu.
Exactly. Did I tell you that, or you knew it even before?
I knew it before. I remember.
Yeah, she was a member of the resistance, movement.
Yeah,
she fought against the German invaders. Of course, I met her.
On person.
Bila je, da, imala je u Sopotu, prošle godine imala, dobila je nagradu za životno delo, za doprinos planetarnoj kinematografiji. Igrala je u tom filmu Đorđa Kadijevića, koji sada ima 87 godina, valjda. Đorđe Kadijević je inače slikar sa Umetničke likovne akademije. Napravio je taj film Sveto mesto, to je pokušaj horora srpskog. An attempt to make a genuine Serbian horror movie. And that movie was an interesting topic because it was based originally on Nikolai Gogol's
and it's very
fairy tale V.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because Danilo Beta Stokojevic, he played a role as Milan Nedic in one of the shows, I think.
I know, Stojković,
da.
Da, pa da, igrao je i u drugim filmovima. Recimo, ima jedan film Kako sam sistematski upropašten od idiota. Tako se zove taj film. Tu igra zaluđenika marksističkom idejom i Che Guevarom, ali pogrešno shvaćenom. A onda ima još filmova, čekaj da se setim, malo sam izlapeo. Pa ima yeah, I'm growing a little bit demented. Yeah, she's saluting you right now. Pa igrao je u filmu koji je pravljen po drami Duška Kovačevića, to je profesionalac, to je igrao 2003. I to je film o obaveštajnim službama.
Died, Stokojević, he died, on je mrtav.
2003.
No, I think 2002, the same year when I was born.
Or maybe the 3. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. 2002. I'm not gonna check it out right now because we're gonna lose the Zoom.
So what did you say your favorite movie was in Serbian again, or in the ex-Yugoslavia?
Čekaj, maratonci trče počasni krug.
Oh,
to bi bio, recimo, maratonci.
Yeah, I never watched it before, but I have to one day.
That's a good example, an attempt of making a Serbian kind of parody or a travesty on a cowboy, the Western movie because there are two families inside, and they work in a mortuary. You know, they work in a mortuary, and they're the the concurrents to each other. There is a family of Billy the Python, who's portrayed by Zoran Radmilovic. You know, and there are the other members of the Topalovic family, who are of the very various generations. You know, na primjer, deda Pantelija ima 150 godina, on je umro i pojavljuje se kao duh posle i ostavlja testament. Pa ima tu Danilo Bata Stojković, on je Laki. A ima ovaj Pavle Vujsić, čuo si za njega?
Ti imaš obleni srpski pivaci? You have a favorite Serbian song?
Oh no, singer? Oh no, not too much. Better Polish.
Oh, you have a lot of Polish.
Srce trafione, Siodmi rok, privatni raj, i tako dalje. No, maybe not that much Serbian. No, not too much. I'm not into. I am a world music fanatic. That means that I really
like everything.
I research the music from everywhere around this planet and potentially from the other planetary systems. And I will tell you when I come to a music idea from any other planetary solar system, because they produce the music as well. Probably some do. And I was listening to music from every part of the globe. You know, from the Caucasus, from Africa, from all around Africa, from Australia and Oceania.
For me, I kind of like listening to Georgia Milosevic, Marinko Roglic, and other Serbian singers. So.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you keep listening whatever you want, buddy. I mean, I personally, I would rather. Instead, listening to I would rather be listening to a Lakota tribe from the U.S. from the north of the U.S. than because I was listening to that music for years. You know, the healing chants and of the Lakota and Ojibwe and Cheyenne tribes from the U.S.
Now,
Kralj
Petar Prvi, that's a new movie. To je novi film.
Kralj Petar Prvi.
Yeah, that's the new film.
Misliš na ovaj film koji je napravio Petar Ristovski?
Da, that's right.
Da, sin Lazara Ristovskog, da. Pa to je dobar film, gledao sam ga. Povlačenje preko Albanije. Znam, gledao sam ga.
Znam. They retreated because not Serbian, German Empire, Bulgarian, Austria-Hungary overran them. That's why they retreated through the mountains.
Pa, oni nisu imali izbor, morali su da urade taj withdrawal, to retreat with the entire army, sa celom komorom i sa intendantima, cela ta ekipa morala se povuče. I kralj, siromak bolestan, i Aleksandar, njegov sin, i cela ekipa, znaš. Tu se povlačio se i Archibald Rice sa njima. Ako voliš Srbiju, onda ćeš upoznati i Archibalda Ricea.
Da.
I njegovo delo Equitelesija. Čujte Srbi, to ću ti ja poslati ako hoćeš u PDF formatu. Mnogi su se tu povlačili preko Albanije, znaš.
Znam.
Tu je bio jedan od mojih predaka, pa je posle otišao za Ameriku posle toga. On je prvi otišao u Pennsylvania. Onaj Marko, onaj što je poznavao Charlie Chaplina.
Yeah, I lived in VA for some time.
On se povlačio, da.
Živeo sam u Pensilvaniji.
Yeah, you told me, yeah. Koji grad?
Collegeville.
Skloni ovaj kapu, Italija. Collegeville.
Collegeville, Schranksville.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what should we talk about in our next episode?
Pa možemo da pomenemo recimo još jugoslovenskih filmova. Jesmo završili sesiju? Did it already expire? Or
No,
it's still recording?
It's still going.
Okay. Možemo da govorimo o crnom talasu. Ima crni talas, takozvani.
What are we going to talk about?
Crni talas, izvini. To je the black wave of the Yugoslav cinema.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitivno.
Lazar Stojanović, plastični Isus, pa ima crni Petar. Pa ima najbolji od tog crnog talasa je bio Dušan Makavejev. To sam ti pomenuo tebi, Luku, prošli put. I on je najbolji predstavnik. He's a worldwide recognized filmmaker and director.
And
he died.
About like Soviet movies.
Yeah, he died a couple of years ago. Yeah, he resembles a bit on the older Soviet movies. You know, one of his greatest, cinematic deeds is a sweet movie, Slatki film. That's a piece of art. That's an art craft. Not only in the cinema field, but in the art in general. Also, WR, The Mysteries of Organism. Wilhelm Reich, Misterije organizma. To je u stvari priča o Wilhelmu Reichu, koji je rođen u Ukrajini današnjoj, još malo, u Lvivu, na zapadu Ukrajine dok još postoji, i koji je otišao, bio je sa Freudom, sa Sigmundom Freudom i sa Lu Salome i sa ostalom ekipom, sa Šandarom Ferencijem, sa Otto Rankom, cela ekipa oko Sigmunda Freuda, oca psihoanalize. And then later on he went to the US. He was researching the orgone energy. I've been to Oregon, to his museum made of stone. So he was researching the functions of orgasm, and he wrote a book named The Functions of Orgasm. And also he wrote a tiny book about the liberation of the small man, liberation from the chains of religion, of the state and the governments and so on. So he was a very impactful person. And I have an apparatus, a gadget, which is as the size of a palm, which measures the human vital energy. I bought it. There is on Amazon as well.
Oh, cool.
So my energy is 83 now. It's 83. I want to emphasize it till I reach the point of 99 or 100. So he's been killed in a jail in the US. He made the Cloud Buster. So why am I saying all of this to you? Because he was communicating with the extraterrestrials. He was in a UFO craft, and he's been taught to drive it. It's mentioned in the book Nikola Tesla, Third Reich and the Extraterrestrial, which is in Amazon. So why am I saying all of that? Because that film that Dusan Makavejev had made about, was about him. The initials WR are, that they mean Welcome Reich, the mysteries of organism, Misterije organizma.
So maybe you should talk about in our next episode or future episodes, you should talk about like your favorite Georgian movies, because that's something you like talking about.
Of course, why not? Ima samo da ne zaboravim, ima Eva Ras. Ona je bila moja prijateljica, još uvek je. Ona je rođena 1. januara 1941. godine. Ona je Jevrejka iz Subotice, Mađarica Jevrejka. Njen materni jezik je mađarski, ali govori i srpski, naravno, govori još jedan. I sada piše knjige i slika, on je umetnik, worldwide recognized artist. Ona je igrala u tom filmu Makavejeva, Ljubavni slučaj službenice PTT. Pogledaj taj film ako hoće, tu se pojavljuje gola. To je scena gde se pojavljuje gola. There is a scene of nudity and there is a black cat. There is a black cat sitting upon her ass. Uncovered nude ass. So that's a, that's an attempt of a very sensual movie scene. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's artistically well done. But although she doesn't praise Makavejev's artwork a lot, too much. She thinks, ona misli da je Siniša Pavić mnogo bolji od Makavejeva, znaš.
Ne znam. Makaveli da znam.
No, but Siniša Pavić was making the Serbian sitcoms, the family series, which I don't appreciate too much because I think that Makavejev was a world recognized director.
Right.
On je živio u Parizu. Moj kum je imao kontakt sa njim. Poznavao sam ga ja.
Yeah, some reason the recording hasn't stopped yet, so that's kind of strange.
Sorry?
Somehow the recording is still going. It hasn't stopped yet for some reason.
We have to stop right now?
No, it's still going. I don't know why it hasn't stopped yet.
So it's definitely not limited.
No, it's definitely not
those
limited.
40 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Because 40 minutes has already expired.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, over the next, it's been a very cool one, and over the next one we can talk more about the black wave,
the Slav movies, yeah,
or even about the older, the eldest Yugoslav movies, what I call the ancient Yugoslav movies. Prvi film srpski, a znaš koji je bio? 1911. To je bio film Život i delo presvetloga vožda Karađorđa. To je prvi srpski film, 1900, prvi sačuvani, the first one that has been preserved, because there were the movies made even before that one, they were destroyed or they were just neglected and they vanished, they disappeared, they went away.
Interesting.
The tracks were stolen.
Okay.
Nekad si imao trake, sad pa si sekao makazama kad praviš montažu, danas nemaš trake, danas sve radiš by a digital camera.
Right.
Ti imaš digitalnu kameru, tako, ne treba ti traka filmska.
Da.
Od 5 km, tako. Ja imam digitalnu kameru, ne treba mi traka. Yeah, she likes you very much, Angie Rose. And we are making a movie right now. This is a movie making.
Yeah.
Jel vidiš sad?
Da, vidim.
Moram da ti kažem da sve bolje i bolje govoriš.
Da, moj srpski
jezik.
Better and better, yeah. From time to time.
Yeah, it only gets better and better day by day. Yeah. A ko zna, možda ćemo ja i ti praviti film.
My favorite film? Or like
maybe we are gonna make a movie. Maybe me and you are gonna make a movie, film by a camera.
Cool.
Who knows that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a movie. I'm having great ideas.
Zvuči dobro I odlično, da.
Why not? And few of those movies are gonna be about the subject that were mentioned in our books that are on Amazon right now.
Yeah, Luke, in your book.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, the similar topics.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be able to do it relatively soon.
Yeah.
I like the background of yours. Please don't switch and change it because it's really fuzzy and it's a little bit blurry, and I love it because it's that fuzziness makes it seem like seem like a cinematic effect.
Yeah.
Really, it's like a movie. All right, so it's 4:12 p.m.
Yes, that's
my time now. And what time is it at yours?
In my place, it's 11:12 a.m.
11:12. So it's not even noon.
It's not noon yet.
All right. Should we stop it now, or what should we do?
We can stop it, I guess, because it's probably been an hour or so.
It's been over an hour, yeah. We're not gonna make any of our watchers and audience bored.
Yeah, we don't want it
because we're not boring. Those are not the boring subject. We're only gonna expand more and more, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought we don't have necessarily to stick, as well as I told you, we don't have to stick to the languages and history. We can expand it, but the languages and history can serve as the pillar subjects of the to stick together around.
I'm gonna think about what else I want to add on to our show. So.
Sorry, can you say
I'm gonna have to think about what other topics I want to throw in our show. Other topics to throw in.
What would them be?
I don't know. I'm still gonna think about it. Maybe like different cultures.
Yeah. You can arrange it, and I can give you a couple, several assumptions, hints or something like that,
Cool. Yeah, I also got a shirt and a swimsuit, bathing suit. I remember sending you it.
Oh yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, did you just receive the imagery, the footage from Jim Jarmusch movie Down by Law? When you were eating the ice cream, a few days after,
a couple days ago,
a couple days ago, when you were eating ice cream, I just sent you the moment, the scene from the jail, a jail scene staring John Lurie, Roberto Benigni, and Tom Waits incarcerated in the same prison cell together. So they were, they said, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Yeah, for
ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. So it was kind of good, Yeah. I was growing up watching that movie.
All right.
Yeah, so we could talk about the interactions between Serbian movie and Serbian and Yugoslav directors, between with the Hollywood and the Soviet cinema, including Georgian film. So because there's many of the links and bindings, many of the relations.
Yeah, in our next episode we could talk about that. Yeah.
Da, Kusturica I tako dalje. Okay.
I appreciate coming on the show once again. So anyway, see you in the next episode, maybe sometime next week or tomorrow. So yeah.
It will be a pleasure, my friend, always. It's going to be a great show. We're going to buzz the internet.
Yeah. It's only just two people still, so.
Yeah, me and you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's only two people, but we're going to bring the guests. We're going to bring up the guests within some of the further episodes.
Yeah.
Great. All right?
All right, u redu. Vidimo se uskoro.
Vidimo se.
Doviđenja.
Yeah, vidimo se. Till soon. Goodbye.
Radujem se.
Radujem se ja, prijatelji moji.
U redu.
Go, so back at me once 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 go,
Artlist I.O.
so back at me once time. All right. Go, so back at me once 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 time.
Music licensing reimagined.